Alright, this one is gonna be pretty interesting. Do something that you always wanted to do when you didn't have skills you have now. I know that sounds pretty insane, but that's exactly what happened to me in this case. If you don't get it, take it as point 5, recording on obvious samples and think of what that could fit into. For me, I always wanted to make a track with classic game Counter-Strike. I was so impressed by the YouTube videos in 2009 of people making tracks with only gunshots. I came back to play it once, half a year ago or so, and that's what came to my mind once again. But this time, I had the skills needed to make it happen. Or even I didn't, but as in point 4, I tried my best without having anything on mind. So I just started recording those samples and I had no idea what I came up with. So that's what happened. I just screen recorded my playing this game, doing random stuff, and I just tried to take the ones I'm pretty interested in. So here how they all sounded. Sound designers in games are pretty good. Right, this is, I immediately heard a dubstep pre-drop with this. This could be a nice sample as well. Yeah, this knife sample is really good as well. Those are badass samples here. Yeah, I took this one when I was killing the chicken with knife. Nothing else pretty much. So I really took this sample here. Here for sure. This chicken one. But I also could take a lot of samples from here. Really good snare sample, for example. So I immediately started to make a pre-drop. And here's how it sounded exactly here.
There you go.
This is made only with the CSGO samples here. I'm not sure about the kick here. The kick can be a third party, but this grenade here makes this impact noise. It's best. It's like, it's best. I love it.
There you go.
Also this P90 here, I was having a arpeggiator with this sample here, with some widening and some small reverb. Also M4A1 here. Not really a good sample, but I used it.
There you go.
Alright, so this impact thing, from the beginning I would like to say that it was just a simple growl that I've already made a post about. It was just autopan with reverb behind it. So this is how it started to exist actually. I never actually did dubstep in my life, and that was actually the first attempt I made to this genre. I started exactly with this thing.
There you go.
And this is also the sample from the game.
There you go. There you go.
Pretty nice stuff. As well as here the M4.
There you go.
And actually I would go over how this was exactly done, but we are preparing a different course on dubstep especially. So stay tuned if you want to learn more about dubstep. Overall, this made me do this thing. And this is everything here. To make this, I was inspired by this pre-drop I made only with CSGO samples. I would never ever did this if not this little thing that got me inspired. I would like to really encourage you to think of something that you wanted to do as a kid, or some days before you started music production, or maybe you wanted to do something when you were already producing but could not do it. Maybe try it again and see if you can do it better. It doesn't have to be a video game. It could be a movie. It could be a meme. It could be a viral YouTube video. It could be a video from your own phone that you've recorded something years back and now you could get inspired to make a hit song out of it. It's pretty hard to show how you could use it in your unique way since everybody has its own, right? But to show you a different point of view, how I would just take these samples here. I'd like to take this thing. And maybe this really nice sample. So let's take them, and as we have them here, now we could maybe take this as some kind of kick layer, and this here as a snare layer, but maybe let's reverse the sample. And if we layer it with the kick drum here, it gets pretty nice. And if we add this snare here, this snare gets pretty nice with this swipe up. But that's one of million usages of this samples. And just those samples right here. And you can, for example, use this sample and go to your dubstep track or any track you have and maybe add them like this. Right? But with some EQing. Right? By this you could add a tiny Easter egg to your track. And you can find people doing it pretty often. But I found this sample here best placed just before the drop here.
There you go.
Oh, and here is pretty nice example of what we've learned already about recording your own voice. Here is me saying yeah, and I'll just take processing here and turn them off. Yeah, I was literally just saying floor, everybody on the floor, right? I want to see everybody on the floor. Well, I was pretty weird. I wanted to do kind of deep tech house song. That's why I've said this weird thing here.
I want to see everybody on the floor.
And that's supposed to be a Dirty Bird tech house track. It wasn't recorded in this project. I took it from different project, and that's what we've learned already, to take groups and tracks, the things that you've already done in your previous tracks, and use it in your present track by just going into browser and putting the track into your project. And that's what I've said here. Yeah. Very, very similar to the megaphone effect that we've done already. And I just extended it and I've just warped it so it's longer here. like this, and I've trimmed it here. Because without it, it's super empty. And it really fits this there you go sample here, since it's pretty equally processed. Same as here. This is super simple. Not too complicated stuff. So the topic was about doing stuff that you've sometime in the past really wanted to do but didn't have skills to it. And that doesn't apply only to music production. But focusing on music production, when the time goes on, you get less and less ideas when you get more and more skills. And that's usually like this. So I really encourage you to save every your tiny idea to different folder, to different project, and save it in some folder so you can come back to your idea after a few years and make a full track and good sounding track out of it. There are tons of hit songs that were born like this, by using a very old idea of some artist and taking it on the plate again after they've got necessary skills to finish it and make it sounding good. So the tip is to save your ideas whenever you have them. Don't throw them in the trash, even if you think that they are trash. Eventually you will come back to them, and in 5 minutes you'll make a hit songs out of them. And if you feel like you already have the skill to do it, go check your old projects folder. I'm sure that you'll find a lot of crazy nice ideas and inspirations out there.